I think we're passively dealing with the issue of inclusion without really addressing its historical contexts and how it materializes through a colonial process in the same processes of organizations and funding structures that we also inherit. And I have to say we because I'm part of that process as well. Counting my privilege as the only black man in this room, in a space where this country has many talented black artists. Want to get into the racial thing about being black, leave that one for another time. So the historical root that we also need to address requires that we actually do an active demolition of that particular process, and we're still passively dealing with the issue, and we haven't even touched at diversity yet. Because diversity in culture and diversity in artistic practice are two different things, and I'm more curious about the practice. Because I do a lot of work in pluralism, I actually have worked tirelessly with the Canadian Dance Assembly, for which I'm co-vice chair on the board, around this issue, and actually making a difference in talking about what is diversity and what is pluralism and what is actually active in the two. And in doing that, I saw this image. It was a salad. You love salad, right? We love salads. One was everything in a salad separated on the plate. So your lettuce is one side, your tomatoes, all that you want, they're all separated on the plate. And the next image was pretty simple. It was a tossed salad. The inclusive framework was that everything was mixed up in the salad. And it was such a glaring example of the idea of diversity. Yes, it's diverse vegetables in that particular thing, but in the inclusive part, everything was already there. And there was no question about what was where and how it got there. It was already there. Classic example, and you were asking for examples earlier, in 2012, Charles Smith and I did some consulting work for CDA who wanted to diversify their overall membership and board. I ended up being on the board because of that, and probably some of the connections I've made in actually being here is because of them really taking an active step about changing what they thought were the needs were for the members at the Canadian Dance Assembly, and also the diversity and inclusion framework. If we're all funded by institutions, every citizen in this country funds our institutions. Our institutions, it's our responsibility. It should look like them. Ask yourselves the question, if our institutions that we're running, the ways we're running them, our community engagement, our artistic practices, the art on the wall, the dance I create, the dance we all create, if it looks like Canada of the future. And if it doesn't, I think we should not be passive about it, but be really active and pragmatic in assessing how we get there by next year.